And hello again, everyone. Welcome into this week's edition of Jacket Vision, our weekly look at Oxford Yellow Jacket football. Last Friday night, Oxford improved to 7-0, 4-0 in region play with a 24-21 road victory over the Southside Panthers. Joined now by Oxford head coach Ryan Herring. Coach, great football matchup on Friday night, a great high school football matchup, a great high school football atmosphere over at Barney Hood Stadium at Southside. I know this is typically in the past when you two have met, it's been just kind of a rival game. It's now a region game with a new alignment this year. Big win for your team. They got their big guy back, Alaric Williams. They played hard, probably played as inspired as they've played all year against anybody. But your guys stood up, met the challenge, and picked up the big win on the road. Man,
it was a great win. A great atmosphere. You know, their crowd was great. Our crowd was great. The bands were great. The loudspeaker, the music on the loudspeaker was great. I like that more than anything, probably them playing songs, you know, during breaks. But it was a great Friday night football atmosphere. You know, I wish we had that every Friday night. I wish we could duplicate that every Friday night, and you have both crowds going wild. You've got bands going wild. You've got good football on the field. It was just a great football Friday night, and you know, one of the many reasons I love coaching high school football. But you know, I was very proud of our kids, the way they played and the way they responded to adversity throughout the game. You know, but you know, I'll say this: my hat's off to Southside too. They played, we thought, by far their best game, and they got the running back, and he played a great game. And I just thought it was a great football game from both sides.
A lot of twists and turns, a lot of key momentum swing type plays in this game, which we'll get into with the highlights. But a big thing that happened at the end, you made a call, a very unusual call that coaches don't make very often, and this was a gut hunch call. For sure, when you've got the ball late in the game, there's a minute or so left, you're around midfield, you're fourth down, instead of punting and pinning them deep and challenging them to drive the length of the field, you go for it, you fake the punt, and you get it, and that basically ended the game. Talk about what went into that decision.
Well, you know, I was worried. They had thrown the ball down the field twice on us and completed 2 passes earlier that hurt us, and I just wasn't real confident at that moment in stopping the deep ball down the middle. You know, we didn't do a good job of breaking on the ball and knocking it down, just like you saw Tennessee and Georgia Saturday. And I didn't want to punt the ball, give them the ball, and they throw the ball 3 or 4 plays, and all of a sudden they're in zone. If we were going to leave out of Southside, I wanted to leave out of there knowing that we shot our bullets, and of course we work on that play, you know, every week. And it's Jack Peavy looking like he's going to rugby punt, then coming back, throwing to Brody Sire on the backside. And it worked last year against Pell City. And they sort of actually played it well, and Brody had enough football sense to when Jack didn't throw it immediately, to kind of move away and just change his location. And then, of course, Jack made a head seat throw with a glove on, with his hands taped, by the way. So, you know, those 2 guys made a football play. They did it. You know, it was a crazy call, but those 2 boys made it work.
Well, just like in your business, when it works, it's a great call. Except for one person didn't like it. I'll go ahead and say you got a call from your dad after the game asking you why you did that, right?
Yeah. He was quick to tell me that he would never have made that call. And I told him, I said, well, that's why you retired now. You retired and I'm still coaching. And but anyway, you know, a lot of people, you know, you'd have been the GOAT if it didn't work, but hey, let's just be thankful it worked.
Well, it worked, and it sealed the deal for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. We'll take a break and come back with first half highlights of Oxford and Southside right here on Jacket Vision. And we're back on Jacket Vision. I'd like to remind you, if you'd like to support the Oxford City School System, you can do so by simply choosing where you get your next tank of gas. You can go by the Samco location at the corner of Caffey Drive and Highway 78 East right there in Oxford. Samco will donate 1 cent per gallon to the Oxford City Schools Education Foundation that does great work in support of the Oxford City School System. Let's head out to Barney Hood Stadium. Oxford and Southside getting it on in a huge 6A Region 7 matchup. Coach, here they have the football.
Great job right here straightening that thing out, and then Janito Allen coming up making a tackle right there. We had a little play action going to go up top, first play of the game, and I think Abe felt a little pressure and took off running, for about 40 yards. Just did a great job. And right there, of course, he didn't turn the jets on. He doesn't turn them on much. When he does, he flies. And right there, we come back with speed option, and he just decides right there he's not going to get tackled. So, Abe's got a lot more than what people realize. He's got speed and he's got toughness. Here they are with a little double handoff, and Brody Sire just does a great job right here of taking that on and playing it well. A little sneak it to the fullback right here, and we just, we've got a guy that's looking at him, our rover safety, and we just don't make a tackle, and they get a good gain right there. But good job by Jordan Swain making a good tackle at the end. Throw a little quick pass out here to Reem Aver on third down, and I think we come up just a little bit short right there, but good effort. Here we are. I'm going to tell you right here, we're doing a little rugby punt with Jack Peavy, and Jack Peavy is a great punter. I mean, he punts the ball as good as people do on Sunday. He has been fun to watch out of that rugby-style punt. Here we are back on defense, do a good job. That may be third and one, I can't remember, but we do a great job of stopping them right there. Got a toss sweep right here. Everybody blocks it up good. Titus does a good job running the ball, and at this point, Titus's ankle's still well, gets down to the 1 yard line. Quarterback sneak, get behind some big bodies right there and just sneak it in. Good job by the line, firing off the ball, and Abe getting behind them and getting his shoulders down. Here they are. We don't play this well right here. We kind of mess up on the edge and give them an edge, but we do a good job of finishing them off right there, making a good tackle. They changed up some things, did some new things right here, but we were able to adjust. A little quarterback sweep. They hadn't seen that on film. Here's a play action pass, and they just throw a great ball, run a little comeback right out here at the sideline. We had great coverage, but they made a great catch. Here's a little throwback play, and we got two guys back there waiting on it, and we just don't knock it down. We just got to do a better job of making plays on balls down the middle of the field. Here they are right here. They just pound it right at us and make us like it right there. We got a little boot right here and got Connor Sire wide open. I mean, it was just fun to watch, and I'm thinking he's fixing to score, and I think it's number 2 does a great job and just strips it from him. And I hate that for Connor, but we got to put the ball away, and that's something he's going to learn from and do a better job of. Missile tackle right here, and fullback rumbles and tumbles for about 20 yards. Sweet pass right here. We got guys back here. I'm thinking we're going to get an interception, and they just, we don't knock it down. We don't catch it. We don't knock it down, and that kind of upset us right there. I thought we caused a fumble right here, but they thought it was a touchdown, and actually right there, from that view you can see it real good. His knee's down, but the ball's close. The ball hits the ground, so it's not a fumble. But anyway, just a great first half. We didn't make some plays that we should have made, but it was a great first half of high school football.
Boy, that was a big swing there when your receiver was heading into the end zone. That's a touchdown. That's a 21-7 game at halftime. Instead, they go back down and score a 14-point swing. So now you got to deal. They got all the momentum in the locker room right now.
Momentum's huge. I don't care what sport you're talking about, but momentum's huge in high school football. And we were, about to go up 21-7, and I think really that would have kind of, it might have been a knockout blow, but instead it's a 14-point swing, and now we're in for a ball game. We're in for a 4-quarter ball game. And so we had to go into halftime, and you could tell the kids they were a little down because, instead of being 21-7, it's 14-14, and now, hey, we got a ball game. And but that's in some ways that's not bad. It made us have to go out there and play a 4-quarter game, which we hadn't played a lot of 4-quarter games this year. So I think it proved a little mettle and showed some resiliency in our players.
No, you had to be frustrated because on those 2 big pass plays, you do have 2 guys right there. What do you do to fix that? I mean, is it a matter of just playing the ball more aggressively? I know they don't want to interfere in that spot. They look like they're in good position, but they just came down with the ball.
Well, and it's not like we've got guys that are 5'5" back there. The safety's 6'4", and the other guy's about 5'11". We got to go up and attack the ball and knock it down. I mean, it's not a whole lot of science to this. We've got to go knock the ball down. Either catch it or knock it down. And we're not doing a good job of that. We got to get better. We got to coach it better, and we got to play it better. Otherwise, we get in the playoffs. If I was somebody watching us, I would throw the ball down the middle just to see if it's going to work because that's been our Achilles this year on defense.
Another great second half coming up in this one. These 2 teams battled down to the wire. We'll be back with second half highlights, but as we go to break, here's a look at the Sound of Champions, the Oxford High School Marching Band from Friday night at Barney Hood Stadium. we're back on Jacket Vision. We head into the second half tied at 14.
They come out with a little double handoff. They do a good job right there getting people blocked, and we don't take it on real well. But here we come again. We run upfield with our outside linebacker and just give them an easy counter play right there. And so they right now they've stole momentum. They're up 21-14. Offensive line right here is coming off the ball well, blocking well. Titus, he's got a bum ankle at this point. But right there he runs pretty good. It's just certain cuts he was having trouble making. But good job by the offensive line because they had 10 guys up there, close to the line of scrimmage. Put Bo Rayleigh in for a kick right here. Does a great job, puts it in. And those 3 points are big right there. Those are huge.
You won by 3.
That's
was
right.
Big.
Those are huge. Here was the play of the game. They run a little inside reverse to the slot back, and Kenny Britt puts his head right on the ball, and then Jordan Swain rushes in and gets the fumble recovery. It was huge. That was a huge play right there because, they still had momentum basically. So here we are. We got to get the ball in the end zone. Got to get in the end zone, and Titus on a bum ankle still makes a guy miss easy right there. Good job blocking by everybody coming off the ball. You see we're getting good movement, but he just makes that guy miss and does what Titus does, gets in the end zone. Just a great job right there responding. But we still got a game to play. Here we are right here. They run that same little double handoff again. And this time, Brody plays it perfect. Run a little option right here. Brody from the backside. Then we get some front side licks on him right there. We do a great job. Here's Brody again. And when you play a 3-4, those outside backers got to make plays. And dadgummit, they made some great plays Friday night. There's Abe right there on a little keep, makes the guy miss. Good job getting us across midfield right there. Anyway, here we go. Here we got the fake punt right here. We're going to sell it over there. Then we're going to throw back over here where he's kind of covered. And Jack just gets over those guys' head, hits Brody. I mean, that's about as good a play from both of those guys as you could ask for because it wasn't drawn up on paper like that. They both improvised a little bit, having a football IQ and not scared to make a play. Brody's not a receiver and Jack's not a quarterback, but right there they look like a receiver and look like a quarterback. And that's something that you can't teach. I can't coach that. That's those 2 boys right there making a great football play. And, all the credit goes to the players for this win right here. I thought our players were very resilient and played hard.
24-21, the final. Again, Oxford improving to 7-0, 4-0 in the region. We'll take a look at the region standing situation a little bit later on in the program. But, Coach, watching the highlights, I can kind of sense what you were feeling there at the end because when you go back to that first half fumble going into the end zone that would have made it 21-7, momentum totally changed. They scored 14 unanswered points on you, took the lead on you in the third quarter, and you just didn't want them to get the ball back.
I wish we could have ran that earlier. I thought about calling it 1 possession earlier, or maybe 2 possessions earlier. But, we just need a shot in the arm. We're on the road, We hadn't made some great plays on some balls thrown in the first half. They run a lot of misdirection stuff, and of course we played it good at times. But I just felt like we needed a shot in the arm, and of course Brody and Jack just did an unbelievable job of making a play. Calling plays is easy. It's the kids. The kids got to go out there and make tackles. They got to block. And they got to catch the ball, throw the ball. So all the credit goes to those guys for making that play.
One more question about this, and we'll move on. But you mentioned calling the plays are easy. I'm wondering when you're in that situation in the game, and you're in that spot as the head coach. That's your decision. Are you debating in your mind? Are you thinking, maybe I should pin them down deep, make them drive the field? Or is your gut feeling so strong that it's easy to go with what you're feeling at that point?
I generally never even tell the coaches when we're going to fake a punt. Or I'd kind of look and I'm just kind of gauging, and I might tell them, we may do it, or I'll tell the kids, hey, be ready. But we just, I make that call from the sideline, and it was funny Friday night. We got the headsets on. And all of a sudden, the coaches don't know we're faking it. And when Jack goes for a fake, I hear one of the coaches on the headset go, "What the heck is he doing?" And I'm just sitting there, And then when it worked, I said, "I tell you what he's doing. He's doing what he's told to do."
Oh, that's interesting.
So even your fans second guess you, but it's funny on the headset. Even the coaches were second guessing me, but it worked out, so everything's fine, and everybody's happy and all that. So that's it don't always happen like that. So we're very fortunate.
All right, well, let's take a look at the individual player awards from the Southside victory.
This week, Air Jacket. This is pretty funny, but our Air Jacket award is Brody Sire. He had the most yards receptions Friday night. Racehorse, Titus Lindsay, and that's Titus on a bad ankle. So very proud of Titus for pushing through that. Highest grade defense line, Blake Carter. Blake does a good job, works hard for us. Highest grade O-line, Josh Thomas. Josh Thomas is one of the leaders on the football team, so proud for him. Special teams, of course, Jack Peavy punted the ball great all night, then threw the ball on the fake punt. Most hits, Brody Sire had most tackles. Meanest jacket, Kenny Britt. Kenny played like a man on fire Friday night and really was a true team leader. Game breaker, Kenny Britt. You know, he caused that fumble right there, and a lot of people don't realize it, but Kenny's playing a lot of snaps on offense, too. He's really playing both ways for us, which is huge. Takeaway, Jordan Swain recovered that fumble, and Jordan's getting better every week. Jordan's finally getting, I think, where he likes to taste the blood. He's finally hitting people. Hammer Award, Brody Sire. Pride Award this week goes to Tyler Guillory. Tyler did a great job all week. You know, they run a lot of pulls with their linemen, and Tyler gave us a great look all week. Real proud of Tyler and just happy he's in the program. He moved here from Enterprise this summer. So we're just happy to have Tyler, and he's doing a great job for us.
All right, well, it is homecoming week at Oxford this week. That always makes for an interesting week for you and your coaching staff and your players. And we'll come back in just a moment and talk about homecoming. We'll take a look at the region standings. We'll also have our player spotlight. A lot more to come right here on Jacket Vision. And we're back on Jacket Vision. It's time now for our player spotlight segment. And I tell you, we couldn't have picked a better time, a better week to spotlight Oxford senior Jack Peavy, who plays just about every position on the football field. But as you saw in those highlights, he was the punter and made a huge play that helped Oxford seal that victory over Southside. Here's Chase Robinson with a look at Jack Peavy.
Oxford senior Jack Peavy made the move to the Yellow Jackets this summer after his father accepted an assistant coaching job at Oxford. And so far, the transition has been smooth.
It's been great. It's a really big deal here. The community really cares about it, and the players definitely care about it. And that's been awesome.
Peavy has taken on a lot of roles since his arrival at Oxford. He plays everything from wide receiver to punts and plays on defense at safety. And he does it all to help his team.
I just play anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Whatever I can do to help, I really doesn't matter what. I punt and play receiver and block, play defensive line, safety, outside linebacker, just about anything.
For Jacket Vision, I'm Chase Robinson.
And, Coach, you heard Jack there at the tail end of the interview. He's not kidding. He rifled off about 5 or 6 positions that he plays, and that's legit. You can put him just about anywhere you need to put him on the field, can't you?
So far this year, we've put him at defensive tackle during the game, outside linebacker, safety, wide receiver, wing back, slot back, running back, and possibly some wildcat. You know, we've got some wildcat stuff possibly in the backfield. We may use him in the upcoming weeks. He's punted. He's been a kickoff returner. He's been a punt returner. He's on kickoff team. You name it. If it involves anything on the football field, he's either done it or may do it. So he has been just an unbelievable addition to us, and he's a great kid. You know, you don't see many kids like him who everything he's been asked to do, he says yes sir, and he does it. You know, you don't have to worry about how he's going to handle it. He does everything he's asked to do. He works hard every day. You know, and it helps having a father as a coach. Yeah. You know, his dad's a great football coach, and he's got a good mother. You know, so he's been brought up well. But you know, he is an unbelievable kid, and just it's a blessing for me to be able to coach him.
All right, let's take a look at the region standings for Class 6A Region 7, and there you see Oxford. Coach, you're sitting right where you want to be. You're in the catbird seat. You control your own destiny. You're 4-0 in region play. So if you win out, you win the region, you get the top seed, you'll be at home in the first round of the playoffs. There you see, of course, the teams that are vying for those other 3 playoff spots. You still have to play Pell City but you've already beat the other two. So that brings us to this week's matchup, which is a region game for homecoming. Fort Payne will be coming into Lamar Field for a 7 o'clock kickoff. Fort Payne struggling this year. They've yet to win a game, but a lot of football tradition, as we know, up at Fort Payne. So, Coach, before we talk about Fort Payne, let me get your thoughts on the region. You're where you want to be, controlling your own destiny at this point in the season.
Yeah, we are. The kids have done a great job to put themselves and work themselves into this position. The main thing now is we got to focus daily on getting better. Worry about Oxford, and Friday night worry about Fort Payne. But Fort Payne is the only thing in front of us right now. It just needs to be like a wall right here, and you don't see anything behind the wall. You just see Fort Payne, and then you take care of Fort Payne, and then what's next? Because we don't even need to worry about what's next until the Fort Payne game is over. Because crazier things have happened. I mean, there's been teams in situations like this where one team isn't ready to play and one team shows up, plays their best game, and next thing you know, they knock us off. Stranger things have happened. So we've got to be ready to play Friday night. We got homecoming, a lot going on. We've got some kids banged up, so we've got to move people around and be able to adjust and be ready to play Friday night. Because if you go out there and you're not ready to play and you're not excited about it being homecoming and playing Fort Payne, then you'll be in for trouble.
Just looking at it, this really does have all the ingredients of a trap week for you. You coming off a big win, a big emotional win over Southside. It is homecoming and all the distractions there. You're playing a team that hadn't won a game. But I guess one thing that will help you keep your guys focused is this is still a region game, even though it's a homecoming game.
That's right. It's a region game. And our kids, I think we have enough maturity on the team. They realize this. They're not stupid. They realize that team hasn't won a game. So, it's not like they're playing Pell City or they're playing Benjamin Russell. They know that. But I think they also know that we've got to go out there and play. The other teams aren't just going to move out of our way. Southside Gadsden didn't move out of our way. So it'll still be, it'll have challenges just like any other game. May not be the same challenges you have when you play a Ben Russell, but there will be challenges in this game. And we've got to get through them and get over them and just get the job done.
And finally, congratulations on being the Pigskin Roundup KFC Team of the Week for last week's win over Southside. So you and your guys will enjoy some chicken and some T-shirts coming up this week.
Time for some chicken. Most everybody we got eats chicken. That's our pregame meal every week. We eat Chick-fil-A, so we do like chicken.
And we'll have a little video of the Team of the Week meal for this week's Team of the Week coming up on next week's show. Well, coming up next week, we'll have all the highlights from homecoming and Oxford's game against Fort Payne. We hope you'll join us then as we rejoin you on Jacket Vision.